for game number 2. So we get to see, yep, it is going to be San Francisco on the blue side this time around. They needed to do something different. I don't think the red side favored them in that last game.
Evelyn Orn bans first pick Nautilus.
Caitlyn ban right there. We'll see. I honestly, Zyrene, did you text them ahead of time? Did you let them know this is what you're gonna do? Okay, because that would be cheating. Oh, they go for the Gragas actually instead here. Taking that away from Diamond. But again, Diamond's Gragas was insane in the semifinals performance too. So I don't mind it too much, but Peperdine keeping the exact same 3.
They leave Evelyn up. That has been, I'm just making sure. Yeah, that's been a target ban, Miro. Wait, I'm getting myself flipped up. No, Diamond is a very, very attuned Evelyn player. They're leaving up this game, especially when they are on match point the other way. That can be dangerous, but I understand the idea. It doesn't have an early game. It is there to hit level 6 and then assassinate you afterwards. So this is almost a peace offering. Here, take this. Give us our Lee Sin, and we'll take it away.
Well, it's like a handshake. A gentleman's handshake right there. So it is the Evelyn locked in. San Francisco, they grabbed that Nautilus. Again, this is probably the highest first pick priority champion that we've seen the entire tournament. So they get that. They even get the Kai'Sa locked in with it. But Peperdine actually grabbing that Xayah. They could pair it with the Rakan. And there's that Lee Sin.
Yep, there it is. Picking the Lee Sin very early on. It's funny because I think the Gragas would be something that can actually not counter, but deal with the Lee Sin with countering his Q. Land Q, you just E as soon as he takes second Q into you. Evelyn has no such CC like that. It's the charm, you have to wait, it gets primed. And is very squishy and never builds tank pretty much at all and doesn't have any durability. So at almost all points of the game, the Lee Sin might be able to combo her if he gets Warrior Black Cleaver.
And this is the way that you lock in Xayah Rakan. You lock it in at the very end of your rotation, get some bans up against it. I would be... Oh, well, you also know it's already the Nautilus. Nautilus is a lot less scary than something like the Leona going into. It's, I wouldn't call it ideal, but it is still a decent matchup that you can win through, especially with some help. But I think now this is really going to be the Lee Sin show. It has to be San Francisco showing us the good parts of Game 1 versus Peperdine coming through.
They know something we don't. They banned a Veigar.
Ooh.
And then, because they saw a Fizz ban.
Interesting to see that.
And that's actually funny because Fizz counters Veigar incredibly hard because he can dodge his R, but also he's the only one of the only champions that can actually get through.
That has a gap closer that can jump over.
Yeah, it can jump over his baby cage.
I think who else now? Ezreal can do it, but that's like a blink.
Yeah. But I'm talking like mid laners, right? He can actually go over it. It's really strange, right?
Well, either way, those taken off the table, so we are going to see the solo lane locked in for Peperdine. They're taking that Shen. I like that kind of pick, especially as a blind pick, but gonna be into the Vladimir. So San Francisco running it back on K-Pulse.
They picked Syndra and banned Fizz.
Let's go!
I'm sure Return's very happy to see us in this game, but into an Echo. Interesting. AP burst.
Echo is the other hard counter.
Yeah, you can chrono break the
Echo and Fizz. Those are the two.
Flo just cannot get a break right now.
No.
Is it Flo or is it Fiao?
I do not know.
Do we make it?
Twitch chat didn't tell us it's Flo until otherwise
stated. On there, it looks like it's Fiao, but then in game, it seems like they're all lower.
It looks like it's capital.
I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah. Right.
I like Flo. Flo is off the tongue a little more. Hey. That wasn't, I don't even know what that was. Regardless, bringing the conversation back to the drafts here. K-Pulls are on the Vladimir yet again. This time it's into the Shen, but still similar. You're into a tank matchup. The idea is you can farm up fairly easily, but we just saw it not work out for them. So I'm surprised to see San Francisco try that again.
Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen here for Peperdine when they have less CC available to them, and it really relies on landing a W from the Echo and having the Rakan go in. With the Syndra in this composition, there's a lot that can lock down that Rakan and stop him, and he remains pretty squishy throughout the game. So I'm actually looking at this, and I think the proper adjustments have been made for San Francisco.
All right, we'll see if that helps them out going forward. I don't think it's convincing me right now. I feel like Peperdine, they've yet to lose a game today. They swept the semifinals. I think that they're set to sweep the final, so I'm giving this one to Peperdine. But Zyrene, do you think it's enough? Do you think San Francisco's brought it back?
So sometimes I win 3 solo queue games in a row, and I'm like, you know what? I'm unbeatable. You're only unbeatable until you get beaten. That's what happens. That's how.
Is that how it works?
You haven't lost a game today until you lose it, right?
Okay.
So I think that, the fact that they've been doing really well today is good for Pepperdine, but I have to go with San Francisco here. I think they made the proper adjustments, took away the Nautilus, banned the Ornn, and now we get to see the top laner on something different. So Scotty, we'll see what he knows.
Well, Return, you know what happens.
Yeah, I do know.
If you're going to predict against me, but I still got to ask, what are you giving?
You two, Steve, are only unbeaten until you are eventually beaten. I think San Francisco came out way ahead in the hostage exchange of Lee Sin for Evelyn. You unleash the Lee Sin to play out the early game. If Evelyn starts rolling, I think this game may be a little bit closer to over, but I have a lot of faith in San Fran. I have a lot of faith in Myrna. And I think this is going to be the game where you just smash.
Well, I'm trying to think. I mean, it's like 5 or 450, 455, something like that. Yeah, we got plenty of, one more game. I can make it to the gym. I can get some food in me tonight. It's going to be a quick night. I mean, you just gave it to me. You just gave it to Pepperdine.
I'm really confused.
You realize this is a curse, right? As soon as you predict against me, it's over. So I'm excited to plan out the rest of my day because it's going to be a quick one here. But if San Francisco are able to bring it back,
somebody's confident.
We're actually going to get to that as we load into the game here.
He's not wrong, though, but you're right until you're wrong. No.
You're right until you're wrong. I like that saying.
They're winning until they lose.
Really. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those simple statements that you don't realize how wise it is, really.
Right? Yeah, I came into today having a great day until you ruined it. No, I'm just my day is amazing.
It's my specialty, Zyrene. That's my superpower.
My day has been unruined until it is.
Early game, very similar to what we've seen so far. We haven't really seen a lot of cheeky early invades today. Not going to, buck that trend yet, but there is that ward dropped over onto the buff.
They both did a trinket twist.
Yeah.
The Syndra also has a sweeper.
Oh, that is interesting.
And he swaps it over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, he had sweeper to start.
So here's what I think is going to happen. Here's why I think the Syndra having sweep. Actually, I would have expected her maybe to hold on it a little bit longer, maybe. All right, whatever.
He does have a ward, though, after trading it out. So
True. Either way, though, the one thing that I think is guaranteed to happen this game is San Francisco are ganking mid lane. They're ganking mid lane, then they're ganking mid lane again, and then they get bored, and then they'll gank mid lane again. They're going to try to put this Echo so far behind that the counter matchup doesn't matter because you have the long-range stun of the Syndra, and you have the kill potential with the Lee Sin before he hits level 6.
You know what I think should happen?
Hit me.
Is I think that... I love that word.
Whoa, yeah, what is that?
It's a Coma
ward. Yes.
That's a Coma
That's my go-to right there.
It's amazing.
It's him as the coach with a pencil and yeah.
Rip.
It's great. When it dies, it's real sad. It's like a person.
I can imagine. It's just him signing off 2019 season.
No, he falls to the ground in agony.
Oh.
Anyway.
Ripping out his hair. Looking like a Sir Butt Kick by the end of that one.
Oh, no.
I like how you're more like offended by that self jab than I was.
I think that Lee Sin should try to make a play for enemy blue because Evelyn gets really, really low in her jungle early, and they had it warded. And he has a Syndra mid, and he has a shoving bottom lane. So I actually think he should have gone to the blue.
Oh, going for the Gromp.
Yeah, I think he should have gone to the other blue. If they go for a Kai'Sa ward there, I think if they want to still cover this, bot lane should shove and then run into the jungle and place Kai'Sa's ward at the blue. Because they lost theirs. They have no idea what's going on.
But they should know that Evelyn is on the top side right now. They spotted him on the Raptor ward, now going up towards the Krugs. I mean, it's either you're backing or you're going for a top lane gank, but the wave is not in a position for Diamond Crevasse to really take advantage of. Mihiro's still here just in case. I feel like they're expecting this to come through.
Yeah. They were. It was just a show and then back and bait.
My money's on them having insider knowledge, maybe with scrims about what the early game from Evelyn looks like, maybe doing the unexpected gank in the top lane. So he's like, okay, he's going to do this. I'll go ahead and counter it, but never unfortunately comes to fruition. Was really close to, but it will end up being blue buff picked up, it seems, by both sides in due time.
Yeah, Diamond Crevasse going to be going towards the bottom scuttle, top scuttle taken by Mihiro, so...
He's going to be a little confused.
Oh, wait. No, it's a roam up from the bot lane here of San Francisco.
Because they wanted to check if this scuttle was taken or not, because the top scuttle is up, so they're like, wait, he didn't do top scuttle. And then Evelyn sees this and goes, wait, they didn't do bottom scuttle.
Oh, do they check? Oh, they do check the pixel brush.
Yeah, they don't have time. They don't have time.
Control ward, but they can't clear it right now. Oh, Kaga could be in trouble. Misses. the hook, but now Santo Masi actually takes a huge chunk right there.
Where was Dragon going? He went to like the wall. I think if he stayed around, he might have been able to find the W knockup, but has to path all the way back around the Dragon Pit. So that's actually a small window of opportunity that's potentially passed up, but definitely showing you that both teams are really willing, especially with the bottom lanes, to start throwing blows around.
Yeah. I think it's really important that these teams pretty much fight for everything. You don't want to give anything to your opponent, especially in the early game. Even giving up that ward, right? I think you want to make them fight for it. You don't want it to be a freebie.
So control ward secured here by the side of Peperdine. No early craziness like we've seen earlier today. It seems like both of these teams, it's hard to tell because San Francisco, I would have labeled them as an aggressive early game team based on how the semifinals went, but based on that game one and now based on here, I'm not sure if they're necessarily the most aggressive early or if they just like to take advantage of mistakes that the enemies make. So far though, Pepperdine not making as many of those mistakes, not as easy to take advantage of.
I think they still are an aggressive early team, but I think that especially the early plays from last game clipped their wings a bit.
Oh, but Santo Masi takes a really bad trade
still
here.
E? I don't know if he still had E.
I don't believe he did. He used it to go in with falling up on a Q.
Flow.
Not sure about that one, but
saw it.
Santo Masi is able to catch this wave as it comes back towards him, but already not doing the best in that counter matchup, but now Mahiro taking out this dragon.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great move. You know the Avalanche's not really going to want to try to contest you early game, and then the shoving mid with Santo just being pushed back under tower basically all but guarantees it. So really good move up here. I really don't expect Diamond to find any true successful ganks, except for maybe like the most edge case of counter ganks until, of course, you hit 6, until you're looking for just the invisibility roam around. But that's then got to be answered by USF trying to find the vision in and track her around.
Yeah, Mahiro didn't even check the ward, but I'm pretty sure they pinged it or at least communicated there was one there. Maybe he doesn't know that they cleared it out, or that they didn't clear it out during that time they had to back.
So far, just checking back in on the mid lane matchup here. We think of the Echo as a counter to the Syndra, but Syndra with that range advantage up in CS right now, up about a wave and a half, so looking pretty comfortable, and you always have the ability to shove that wave and then
Yeah, and that is going to go back and forth, especially with more and more items levels under Echo's belt. The ability to just throw the Q and then kind of leave to whatever the heck you want to do is where you're looking. But I mean, anytime the Echo has the ultimate, he's not going to be really killable with your full combination, so you always have to be careful, hence the TP instead of something like the Ignite. It almost makes me think that right now, if Flo wants to be useful, it's going to be more about shoving out mid lane and then either looking to roam or support whatever Miro's doing. But it's definitely not going to be asking for a gank at this point, because you're just not going to kill him without just the whole army.
But I like that Flo took the teleport this time around. So it seems like that might not have been the intention, is trying to burst him down with something like an Ignite, but instead being able to control the wave, really prioritizing, prepping these waves, getting advantageous backs, and taking advantage of that ranged matchup, which is something that Syndra can look to abuse the Echo with. So I always love it when teams prioritize the more macro-focused Summoner Spell in Teleport. It's just fun to see how they actually think of creative ways to make it work.
Let's see what happens with Mahiro here. He's going to go check the red buff, I think, and he's going to maybe find the Evelynn in a second. Evelynn is not level 6 just yet. Evelynn warded over. They see each other's wards. But that's it.
They're pretty much even in jungle clear right now.
Yeah. I think this might get Evelynn 6.
This would be huge as Mahiro prepping up on this top side. I think he's expecting Diamond Crevasse to have already cleared these Krugs and going for a gank, but Diamond Crevasse only just started, so Mahiro's wasting a lot of time that he could have spent walking up here.
It's not level 6, but I'm very certain that it's close.
Oh, it's super close. And the thing is, you want to do something to this Evelynn before she hits 6. You have to do something to this Evelynn before she hits 6, because I think the biggest concern is the submarine of this composition, where they have a Shen and they have the Evelynn. So she'll start stealth destroying.
Miro is playing this game so focused on the Evelynn, trying to counter and whatnot, he's actually bringing himself down. He hasn't been going for as many clears because he's waiting till Evelynn does it, and by Evelynn delaying her own farming, it's preventing Lee Sin from getting any sort of lead. It definitely puts it more to like, there's going to be this one point of combat where we're going to see finally who's coming out on top, but this is uncharacteristic from what we'd expect out of a Lee Sin, out of Mirno.
Oh, and now he's going to see her, and he's going to try to get his blind butt over there.
But he sees her after Diamond Crevasse completes the back. Diamond Crevasse was able to heal up, get a couple items, now hits level 6. Yeah, Mahiro, I think, shot himself in the foot a little bit there. Diamond Crevasse, invisible. Yep. Can you get onto Flow? Ooh, might be looking for... Oh, Mahiro going for this Rift Herald.
That'd be risky for Diamond to contest because the lanes still aren't shoving, but now in mid lane...
Diamond Crevasse gets a flash out of Flow. Can you land the charm, the chain CC, and that should be an easy kill. First blood to Diamond.
If you are a San Francisco fan right now, you're getting scared.
And they see this the whole time.
Yeah.
With this ward at the top of it. The hero is actually just like way too focused on this Evelynn, and it's put him so far behind, like you said.
I like the decision-making of Diamond there. He saw that the Rift Herald was being started, but realized it's going to take Lee Sin way too long to clear that solo. Right. I can go mid, make the play there, and then stop the Herald also, rather than just going right to the Herald pit.
The vision control has just been so much better by Peperdine. You can see they've had control wards in both pixel rushes pretty much the entire game to protect their jungle and to protect Diamond so he could actually get to his level 6. And Diamond also had a really good game sense of, you know what, this is a little too risky to do right now, because he 100% would have been dead if he had continued that red the first time.
Yeah, Diamond impressing more and more. And this is that Evelynn, that signature pick that's been banned every single game so far. Already got the first blood. About 2.5 jungle camps ahead of his jungle opponent as Mahiro only just hits level 6 now.
Yeah.
But Mahiro was able to still get that early dragon. Things are not looking crazy for San Francisco.
But Diamond just got a back in, got his upgraded jungle item, got a dark seal on top of it, and then he also has the dragon coming up right now. So they have to use their bottom lane. They have to get here. And remember, this is a Shen top lane that has Stand United. Vladimir has no such ability right now to join the fight. Both TPs are down.
Scott's not actually backing. He's about half HP right now. Would have been giving away a lot if he TPs ultimate right now, but here comes the fight.
Engage here on to Spirit Tracks. Can they burst down the Kaisa flash away? There's the battle dance with this ultimate from Shen. Actually, doesn't come through because the Rakan does go down, and the hook lands onto Winchell. Can they burst him? Yes, they can. Looks like San Francisco are going to run away with this fight. They find 2 quick picks. Might even get another one if Diamond goes down. Oh, so low. You got to watch out. Flash use. Is the Dreadnought going to come through? Oh, tries to sidestep, but he goes too far.
Sidestep actually, I think, got him killed.
Yeah, I think he was out if he just kept going forward, but that was beautiful from San Francisco. Being able to disengage and then turn it around.
Yeah, Spirit does a good job here of getting out as soon as possible. The Evelynn hasn't really started anything up, and then that was a good Nautilus ultimate, followed him through. Good root lockdown. The Lee Sin wants to pop him before the Shen gets through, so that means that it's going to be an odd numbers fight now, 4v3, and the Syndra was able to teleport. They get that kill and the flash out of the Xayah afterwards, and then this one, just a little bit strange. Good, I think it was a red smite from Lee Sin, kept him alive, and then this, the step back.
Hard to tell if you were safe regardless. Oh, is that a death? That was a death. He's standing up.
That is a T-pose in the top lane.
He's T-posing.
T-posing up in the top lane. Was that a 1v1? That must have been a 1v1. Echo came in and got an assist. Yeah. All right.
I saw something like flipping past the screen. I almost thought it was like an Ash ult or something. It might have been anything out of Echo. Very flashing and whatnot. But that last fight really does showcase that I think Peperdine are in the better position right now, especially compositionally, given that Lee Sin was really quiet in the early game. But they still need to execute correctly, otherwise their advantages mean nothing.
And they also have to deal with the Syndra that is mounting a large lead in the mid lane. Also, the Kaisa with 2-0.
I was about to say, I actually don't like their position because I don't think the Vladimir is like that far behind. I think that Lee Sin is now stabilized, and I think that having 2 dragons really helps.
Fair enough.
So I think I don't think anybody has a majorly favorable position over the other just yet.
Right.
Oh, Diamond Crevasse.
But I wouldn't say I like anybody's position.
It feels like it's too early.
I hate to be contrarian.
Really I think it's too early to tell. That's really what we're learning here, as here's a potential engage. You're trying to bait members over to this brush. Dragon King takes so much damage. I don't know what the plan was here, but Diamond's joined in. Kaga, oh, beautiful stopwatch, but look at Dragon King, able to get out still. Windchill, oh no. The team has forsaken him, cannot get out. Oh, actually does take one down, and Diamond's able to turn one around as well, but now Flo with the, actually didn't even teleport, just walked down from the mid lane, so Diamond will fall. Santo Masi, I don't know if you can get much more for this. Whew.
Now, if he stayed in one of those bushes, maybe he could have caught out the run back from Flo, but ends up not doing really anything at the end. And then once again, that was a play that was started by Peperdine without the Shen ulti available that probably could have swung that fight around. It almost feels like there's a sense of desperation now that Evelyn has hit level 6 that, okay, now we have to do something immediately.
Oh, here's an all-in potentially from Santo Masi. Try to get onto Flo. Still has Chrono Break available, and there's no ultimate from the Syndra. Flashes forward. Good scatter of the week defensively from Flo.
Yeah, good thing he got out of there ASAP. Even though the Ignite was down, the flashes for Flash is quite good, and no Chrono Break used just yet.
Yeah, and he was glad they got at that point, because one auto, anything that procced that passive would have been the death of Syndra in that fight.
Able to push out this wave as well. Catch up a little bit on that XP and CS differential before going back, but not being able to get the kill with the Ignite does feel slightly bad. Yeah, you get the flash, but ideally, you're actually going to get some sizable lead here, because again, the CS is not looking great here for Santo Masi, so eventually this Echo's going to have to start making some work happen.
Yeah, I think the place that I'm looking for the most work, though, is this combination. You pick the Shen to play to a different lane, and you use the Evelyn. I swear that they can just do a submarine straight down the middle of the lane, and they will probably kill the Kai'Sa, or maybe even the Nautilus, right? I think the Syndra's even a good target, too, but she does have Scatter the Weak. And with no flash up now, probably a bit better of a chance to do that. We'll see.
Well, you're right. This Evelyn can just run at people while invisible. The Rakan can engage from a screen away, and then the Shen can follow up, but they need to have their cooldowns. They need to have it prepped and ready to go, as Windchill has to use the ultimate just to stay alive there, afraid of the damage that Mahiro can output.
Yeah, I think it's a much better vision game has been stepped up here by San Francisco. I think it was really pretty bad early on. Now they've stepped up. They've gotten their control wards into the river. They've been making sure that Diamond can't move any. Oh, ulti Diamond.
Yeah,
Shen should ulti.
Dragon King rather. Doing Kaga has to retreat. Spirit Tracks. Both bot laners really in trouble, but look at K-Pulse. They're just in a straight 1v1 top lane. Takes down Scott. Now they're trying to dive under the turret. Syndra ult, he takes it. Lee Sin, Mahiro, you're a madman. Oh, this might be bad. They could turn it around, but Windchill does not have the Feather Recall. Can't lock anyone else down from San Francisco, so a trade on the bot side, but still, top lane. That 1v1 felt good.
Yeah, whoa. Okay.
Oh, Diamond,
okay.
no.
There's
in there. Oh, they're all so low on health.
That's when you turn on the lights and the cockroaches scatter. So
I wasn't actually able to get any kills. If he had ultimate available, that was a triple right there. Just flash ult real quick, like, might still look for it. Trying to stop the back, does flash forward. Oh! Immediately punished! Diamond Crevasse.
He didn't have ulti, so.
I think he wants me to be late to the gym today. Just looking to lengthen this one a little bit.
Oh, that was a little painful. You know, you see it. You see the play. You're just like, oh, it looks so juicy.
Yeah. What can you do? Trying to put the team on your back. Now 0 stacks on the Dark Seal. The team is here around the Dragon, but they don't actually want to commit to it. Interesting to note.
No, I mean, Lee Sin is up and available, and if you do not have a smite, if Lee Sin knows you're taking the Dragon, you are no longer taking the Dragon. Lee Sin is now taking the Dragon.
You're leashing for Lee Sin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And see, like, not only is it Lee Sin, it's Amiro, who has shown us he is very adept at taking away neutral objectives like this. In fact, he can take it for himself.
They gotta do it now. They gotta just finish it.
It's coming in. Diamond Crevasse.
They need to finish it now.
The charms there onto Kaga, but Kaga just walking up. They didn't actually want to commit to it because K-Pulsar was in the neighborhood. So I like this from the Vladimir. You take that top turret, you join the team for the objective, and yeah, Scott's get some alone time, but this is definitely worth for San Francisco.
And that's now the 3rd Dragon down for San Francisco as we move closer, of course, to the all-important Dragon.
Oh, and look at Flo!
Oh my God.
Barely doesn't get it.
Need an auto in there.
Windchill just limping away with a sliver of health. That might have been single digits there on the Xayah, but that's scary to think that Flo, that's only one item completed.
Right.
Yeah, 7 stacks in Dark Seal, but still, eventually that will just be a one
Unfortunately, this time there are no like 4 Fire Drakes to stack on top of each other to buff the damage.
Oh, and also look at Dragon King. Tries to battle dance away, flashes as well, but there's just nowhere to go. Spirit Tracks ults in, gets the kill, 5-0. What is it with Kai'Sa's and popping off today?
I mean, Kai'Sa's just broken.
Oh, is that okay? Oh, maybe
it is entirely possible that she is a good champion.
Oh, but look at Diamond catching out Mahiro. Way too far forward. I think Diamond might have this. Ooh, ult's a little late. Flash by Mahiro, but still, that feels good to get that summoner spell. Here's another play potential. Oh, the flash taunt from Scott. Aggressive play, and I like to see it. Now comes Echo trying to get in onto the Kai'Sa, trying to lock him down. Santomasi can't quite find it, but maybe they can take down the Vladimir. K-Pulsar does heal back up, and Flo is just outputting so much damage. Santomasi can't do anything. Flo goes on a killing spree. K-Pulsar gets a double kill, and San Francisco take the fight.
Pepperdine's composition is so engage-oriented. It is about getting into the backline, popping someone immediately, and then winning the fight. If you leave Kai'Sa and Syndra and Vladimir up and available, they will win the fight. The submarine, it is sunk. It is at the bottom of the Mariana Trench right now, because I don't even know if it's left port at this point.
If it's at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, it's crushed by the weight
like,
of the ocean.
functionally, if it's on the bottom of the ocean, or if it's in port, like, it's not doing anything.
True. It's one of those ones Michael Bay is going to have to go explore in 50 years here as take a look at that replay.
Did he use ultimate?
Yeah, he used ulti. The Shen? He used ulti to give a shield.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was going to die.
He dropped it, to give. Okay.
Yeah, he used it to give a shield to Echo. That was pretty much just the intention there in the middle of the fight. But I feel like the Echo, very, very focused on trying to counter the Syndra, has not accomplished that. In fact, went down in CS, the Syndra got better roams off, and he hasn't been able to kind of keep toe-to-toe. So I'm actually thinking, in retrospect, if you wanted to get the Evelynn in this composition, you're better off with an AD mid laner, because people are buying Hex Drinkers, people are buying Merc Treads, and just shutting that down.
And I think right here is actually like the perfect synopsis of collegiate drafting. Just because you can pick an LCS champion, or like a champion that is perceived strong in a certain matchup, if you do not utilize it to its fullest extent, it's not actually that strong. That's why you see a lot of teams fall back more on comfort than actual, top tier priority. And I think that's kind of the story so far out of the Pepperdine comp. The idea is really good. The submarine on paper is fantastic. The problem is League of Legends is a game that's played online, not on paper.
But again, it is the comfort pick for Diamond. We saw the early game work out beautifully in the decision-making and the execution, but ever since we got out of the laning phase, that's when things have looked rocky for Pepperdine. So San Francisco, they feel so comfortable at this stage in the game when usually I would say that they're the team that seemed the most comfortable in the laning phase before. So I think that we're seeing two different teams here than we did in the semifinals, and I love to see that as Scott's in a lot of trouble. 1v1, that should be the kill. K-Pulsar with another solo.
And I think the Orin ban is just exactly what they needed. These champions just aren't as dominant, and I think that the Orin was really contributing too much to the team fights, and we saw Scott very adept at that champion.
And you want to talk about draft, they have just, this was an experiment from San Francisco. If they win this game and Evelynn wasn't a real big threat, you now all of a sudden get to free up a ban, you can throw something around elsewhere, and I think after this game, as long as there's not some immense pop-off from Diamond, I don't think you're as afraid of leaving that Evelynn up and available.
Oh, look at Flo! Flash forward to get the deletion, and now K-Pulsar diving deep onto the backline, trying to take down Diamond. They take down Dragon King instead, and San Francisco, they want blood, pushing fight after fight, pick after pick, and they have come online.
They want to reset because the Dragon's about to come up in less than a minute.
Exactly.
Get that Dragon Soul at like 24 minutes.
Yeah, they say blood is thicker than water, but is it thicker than the entire ocean? As the fourth Ocean Drake will go ahead and grab them that soul.
It depends on what you mean by thick. If you're talking about like viscosity or like density.
Like, I mean, when you like the salt too, it gets a little bit thicker, but
also San Francisco. I mean, they got the
but like the ocean's pretty large, man. That thing is thick.
That is thick. 2 C's. But K-Pulsar's got the blood also, so I feel like San Francisco's got all of the above. They just checked D on the test there. I don't know what the third option was, but we'll get back to you on that one. Diamond doing what he can. Oh, I actually might have Flo right here. Yeah, Flo just face checks this brush. Oh, the execute not coming through.
That is a check of if an Evelyn is still in the game. If she cannot assassinate someone in that situation when they walk right into an embrace, that is a sign that you are very far off where you should be.
Did he W in there?
Down.
I don't think he did. I think he missed didn't even press W.
I mean, you can snap cast it. And,
Yeah.
And like, it still gives the negative resistances. It doesn't charm though.
Right. He did not. I don't even think that he channeled it. But
yeah. Well, Flo was level
Old judgment on
14
that
to
spell.
level 11 of the Evelyn. It might have just been a straight stat check right there.
Oh.
But look, here's also Mahiro potentially walking right into him. Diamond Crevasse taking his time. Oh, there you go. Blast code no longer available.
He's got a flash
Have
in.
a flash for it. There we go. They actually do, and they take
Wow.
down the dragon. Mahiro is able to get out. Can they take the fight this time around? There's a Vladimir in there. There's no way Peperdine should win this. Windshield does win his solo 1v1 over there on the side. Rather, 2v1 as they shut down Flo, but the rest of the fight goes to San Francisco.
But it's time for Baron. They should go straight there. They have the Lee Sin up, they have the Kaisa, and they have somebody to tank it, so it should be a pretty easy take for them. But this one, Diamond made him work for it. They all go in.
yeah. But once you're in that pit, you ain't getting out. This is not a team fight setup. The ultimate was used nearly exclusively to make sure Miro didn't get this fight off in time. And, actually, it was fantastic that Windshield even picked up that 1-for-1. But I honestly think that he should have been dead as well, just with the way they were playing that fight. And if he goes down, if Baron goes down, sure, you delay the inevitable. But you've just handed over, everything you have in the bank to get, one more day.
Yeah, Pepperdine definitely wanted more than just the Dragon Steel. They were hoping to clean up the fight or at least get a couple kills for it. They only get the one. Now Baron over to San Francisco, 19 to 7 kills, 40, almost 46 to 37K. That's an 8,000, close to 9,000 gold advantage for anyone keeping track at home. Seems like San Francisco are gonna prove me wrong on my prediction here. I'm starting to sweat. I don't know about you two.
Hey man, I just told you they were undefeated until they lost, and so was your record. So that's just what happens,
It's the sad truth.
It has to. Sometimes there's an eventuality.
This is a growing lesson for me. This is like growing pains that I'm experiencing. I feel more mature now. This is
it's time you learn a lesson that I learned a long time ago, and it's you can't always be right, or you can't be right forever.
Oh, okay. Either one of those works. Game. After this reset, seems to go back to farming up, trying to get these camps so that action can happen afterwards. But with the Baron push, eventually San Francisco, they'll want to do something with it. I'm curious, where do they want to put their pressure on the map? They do have K-Pulsar, who so far... Ideally, that'd be great. K-Pulsar, it seems like no one can match him in the side lane. So when I'm thinking of this composition, I'm thinking, throw that Vladimir elsewhere and group up as a team.
I actually like the Vladimir with the team. He's such a big threat. Like, he can actually go on the side lane, push it to turret, and then go and kind of take over whatever jungle quadrant is between mid and where he is. So you kind of want to have the Vladimir be somebody who pushes his lane and then looks for flanks. Oh,
Mahiro! Oh!
I mean, having Ma does that.
Definitely help keep him alive, but now, K-Pulsar might have pushed it a little too far forward, has a phase rush. He's able to get away from that one, actually heals so much health back up, and look at that for Mahiro, but he goes down. Scott's able to get that kill. Mahiro going full damage, doesn't have the tanky stats, but Scott's going to be traded for that jungler for top lane. And San Francisco can easily push in this spot.
And it's the sloppy play that allows it to be a 1-for-1 trade instead of just an absolute routing from San Francisco. But the problem for Pepperdine is the question, what now? We got the kill on Lee Sin. What do we do now? Diamond has no ultimate. That'd be an ambitious assassination attempt.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard, but maybe you can get onto Spirit Tracks. If your team causes chaos and Spirit Tracks
but he's going to come from behind Flo, and they're like,
oh, there's the charm. They don't know where he is, but they know that the charm went on there.
Scott's in 10.
Turret.
They're
fine. They're just grouped up as 4. They're going to take the inhibitor.
If they get the Shen to ulti onto the Evelyn.
That could be it. Oh.
No, they gave it up.
Oh, now they see him. Yeah.
Unfortunate for Pepperdine right there. Felt like Diamond might have had an opportunity to make something happen, but San Francisco, well done, taking that bottom inhibitor, not being afraid of the Evelyn, saying if we just group up as 4, she can't take on all of us at once. So they get their objective, and they get the reset.
Yeah, leaving the Evelyn up, like you were saying, I think is a really, really good idea. The trade was well worth it.
Oh, 100%. And, maybe it's kind of all the parts coming together. Like, the Shen looks really uncomfortable in this hop lane. Like, part of the skill of the Shen is being is knowing when to be ready to ult away, and it seems like that really has been met. The Echo in the mid lane, but even the Evelyn play itself hasn't blown me away yet. And like we mentioned, now that's a ban you potentially don't need to throw away. You can go ahead and actually invest a little bit more into the draft like you just did with the Ornn. So you
feel like Peperdine have to ban out the Lee Sin now. Like it's flipped around. You need to
Senna Kled Elise.
Senna Kled Elise.
What they have right now.
Yeah.
And I guess Mahiro, I mean, when we look at the stat line, doesn't appear on paper to be the one that's really dominating, but I feel like part of...
how much do I hate Senna?
How much you hate Senna?
Yeah, how much do I hate Senna? I guess is the question you had to ask at that point.
That is it's an important one to ask.
Alrighty, well, pushing
Troll
the top lane.
All over the place here. Oh, beautiful from Flo. Gets the ultimate out. Diamond's going to be going down. Flash by Mahiro. No chance of outplay from Diamond. That's a clean pickup.
And that's how you make sure that your dragon doesn't get stolen. You just kill the other jungler, and it's not an issue. At least this is a positive play solely for the Shen. I mean, it's better for him to be pushing at the top lane and get a little bit of pressure than being at the dragon fight and having none at all. But it is a far cry from what they need right now. And with the Ocean Soul, this could end.
Yeah, you get the top turret tier 2, but you're going to lose this inhibitor turret mid and the inhibitor. There's just nothing that these three members can do to stop it. As Shen starting out 1v1 against Flo, it looks like, on that top side. Inhibitor will fall. San Francisco decided to back off here, but yeah.
He's going to try to keep him there, and they're going to try to pinch.
Oh, look at this. He could always try and ult away, but there is CC for Flo. He flashes forward trying to get on the Scott. I don't know if that was the correct call, Flo. I think Scott can actually take it. Doesn't have the taunt up, though. The cooldown not there. And here comes the follow-up. The rest of San Francisco, they do claim their man.
That poor guy. That Ocean Drake was just healing him up. It's like he had a Soraka. Oh, man.
I remember when that was a champion.
It still is.
Oh, it is?
Soraka?
Oh, I thought they just took her out. I haven't seen one.
Oh, man. She's getting skins. She's getting 2 skins.
What?
Yeah,
I don't know if
they
I
look
believe
sick.
you. All right, I'll have to break out my level 7 mastery again sometime. I'm lying. I have 2 mastery 7 tokens.
Ah.
We're close.
I love playing her with J4 because then you dunk and then you silence
inside.
Call it the
speaking
library.
of dunks, here we go. The Zyricon doing what they can to try and dunk down Flo, but can't actually assassinate that Syndra. Again, the Ocean Drake too much. Diamond can't even get on Flo either. This is heartbreaking to watch for Peperdine fans, but San Francisco are back online right now. It feels like they give up game 1. This is twice now. They've done this. They give up that first game of the series, and then they just come back with a fury in game number 2.
Yeah, I 100% think the draft was a mistake to get the Mordekaiser so early in it and not the Lee Sin. Like, the jungler, I don't want to see him on Lee. I don't want to see him on, like, J4. I don't want to see him playing anything that's not something that's going to just smack people around early.
The Lee Sin, the Elise.
Like, even look at his build. No Black Cleaver in here. There's no CDR except for that one little piece that you get with Warrior.
Yeah, gonna be going for the Guardian Angel.
The Guardian Angel. Yeah. There's no, like, mega CDR from, like, the Black Cleaver. So he's not doing, like, cycling kick cooldowns. He's just like, oh, yeah, I'm going to kill people, and I'm going to just look for this guy.
But the rest of the team coming together this time around. K-Pulsar's having a much more convincing game on the Vladimir. I think a big part of that was getting Scott off of the Ornn. Flo having a very convincing game on the Syndra, even into the counter matchup. Spirit Tracks really stepping up this game and popping off on the Kai'Sa. San Francisco, everything's just coming online for them, and this could be the final fight. K-Pulsar jumps right in onto the backline and decimates the health bars of Peperdine. There's nothing they can do. Left and right, they fall, and San Francisco will easily win that fight. They have the Baron-empowered minions pushing in. They're taking down the Nexus turrets, and they're going to take us to a Game 3 in the WCC Finals.
And what more could you ask for than a series that goes the distance and have it be the final one? Absolutely. That's what I want to see from San Francisco, is that strike back. That's what I was expecting of them in the Game 1, and that's what we got in Game 2 when the draft was something that they walked away from, with all of their party members being like, okay, these are things that we like to play. These are things that we are good at playing. They got the Lee Sin, and now for Peperdine, I want to see them throw another wrench into the plans, because that was way too easy for San Francisco, because I feel like they got exactly what they wanted.
San Francisco looked like a completely different team from that game 2 compared to the game 1. And I hate to admit it, but I will admit it, I was wrong on my prediction there. My streak has ended on 100% correct when my analysts disagree with me. So good job on you, Irene. Sticking to your guns. I like to see that. And to hear from my other analysts, we're going to send it over to Return to break down one of the key moments of that game.
Thank you, Steven. Of course, that game was very much decided by the way that the drafts were played out, but one thing I really want to highlight that we got to a little bit on the desk was how exactly you play with that Evelynn Shen and what it meant when that combination didn't quite come through. So we're going to go ahead here towards one of the bottom fights, and you can see the making of this fight already. You have 2 members on screen here from University of San Francisco. You have, if you don't notice right here, you have a Lee Sin hanging in the corridors along with the Syndra hanging on right behind. So when you play, especially with a Shen, even for getting the Evelynn right now, your goal is to overload a side of the map. Make sure the enemy top laner can't come join a fight, and then throw one yourself. And so far in this coordination, you have the Evelynn on the gank right here. And the idea is you want to drop the Shen with the Evelynn, immediately outnumber, and before the enemy can react, boom, they're dead. And this is at least what I can tell is the communication going on right here from Peperdine, and you can play it out to see exactly what happens. Once you start coming in, you have some good combinations, but without more assistance, the Nautilus Kai'Sa will still win this fight, especially because you see here the ultimate coming through from Sprint, and at this point right here, the Shen should already be dropping. You shouldn't be channeling at this point, because if you're able to lock down the Kai'Sa before or during, before or after, right when she ults out here, she is dead. All of a sudden, Lee Sin has nobody to fight behind, and you have this 4-man meatball that you just roll over the enemy with. The Syndra rotating has wasted her time, and Echo can farm for free in the mid lane. But, as you're going to see in a second, there's a slight flaw to this plan. If you can play out once more, you will see what I am alluding to. And there it is. As you can tell, Scott was falling to the Vladimir a lot of this game. And that is very, 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 very bad. If you're playing against a Shen, number one idea, shut down the Shen at the source. If he's dead, he can't ult away. And that's exactly what's happening, because Scott wasn't really realizing when he was needed. That play to the bottom lane was seemingly never communicated to the Shen in the top lane. And when one of the most important elements of the submarine fail, the whole ship's going down and the crew with it. And that is exactly what happened to the Peperdine side. If they want to play with big macro, they got to make sure they're all on the same page. Otherwise, San Francisco and their individual players are going to be happy to take fights from there on out. Back to you guys to the desk.
An interesting way to highlight that in particular. But the Shen...
He's not wrong.
Yeah, he's not wrong. That's the best part about it. The Shen was losing to that Vladimir time and time again, and that made it so hard for those cross-map plays to come through for the side of Peperdine. It felt like they had a game plan, but yeah, again, the draft from San Francisco was able to counter it, and this time around, the Vladimir actually looks great. That was the big reason that I gave it to Peperdine, is that I didn't feel like K-Pulsar's Vladimir was really what they needed to get a victory. He proved me wrong.
I think it's a very different matchup for the Shen. You know, we saw it where the Shen can be aggressive on certain champions. This is one where he can dodge the taunt almost every time with his pool. I think the jungle is just the big difference. I think the jungle picks, it's night and day, completely different. I don't think they give him the Lee Sin again, but I don't know if they drop the Senna ban or not.
That would be difficult to decide.
I think
we haven't seen the Senna.
I think you should drop the Senna ban against this team, because it frees up the Nautilus for you. I feel like you drop the Senna ban.
I feel like the best counter to Senna is hard engage. That's the way I always see it. So if you have something like the Nautilus, Leona, maybe you can make it work. But we'll see what they decide to do for game number 3. But before we send it over to break, I want to give another quick shout out to our partner Grubhub. Thank you, Grubhub, for helping us out put on this production. Make sure that you at home join in on the fun. Click the link below to make sure you get $12 off your first order of 15 or more. And also make sure that you sign up with the app to get your Grubhub perks. The more that you order, the more points you save up, and the more free food you can get going forward. It's a great deal. Make sure that you give it a shot. We're going to be back with Game 3 shortly as Pepperdine University looks to bounce back against the University of San Francisco for Game 3 of